Hello, guys, and welcome to the last Wednesday Lengro of this year. How have you all been doing? Make sure that you comment and say hello. We've got a lovely show lined up for you today. I've got all my leading ladies, and the gorgeous Amanda Waring is driving back right now to get home in order to come live and join us as well. Hello, Helen Third. How are you doing? Did you guys have a good Christmas? Did you get what you want? Z's up in Maryland. How you doing, Z gorgeous? And Leslie, of course, is on hand to help me with the hands crystal and gemstone pirate treasure shop as well. Today, guys, I'm wearing rhodonite. Leslie, help me out pick this one as well. It is good for compassion, which we need at the moment. Why? Because we've got a full moon in Cancer, guys. I'll tell you more about that as we go along. This rhodonite is good for emotional balance. So I wanted a little bit of a spell to give me strength today. Rhodonite clears away past scars. If you have any, make sure you get it out. It's good to see in the new year with. We've all got a few of those, haven't we? It nurtures the heart. It clears, stimulates, and activates it. It grounds your energy, balances the yin and yang, and it's a healer. So it aids in achieving your highest potential. See what Leslie does. She teaches me more than I ever knew as well. Sonia Lewis, you are a Cancerian. Listen, if you're a Cancerian, the full moon in your sign can actually bring out the best in you guys. My feeling is, a full moon is a hard thing, but we modern day astrologers always believe that any astrological bad news that people say is just a way at looking at life from a different angle, or at our problems from a different angle. So I'm going to be doing some readings for you this morning or today, and it's evening in Oz as well. I want to know what your resolutions are and what star sign you are. But mostly, guys, do you know what? Astrologically at the moment, we are all over emotional. If you find yourself tearful, try to take a moment to stop, breathe in, and assess what the problem really is. Because sometimes one problem can set off a series of events. And if you're a Cancerian as well, Sonia, then you'll know that's true about you as well. The boys have joined us. Paul Rowe, let us all know where you are. Are you near M in Oz, or are you up in Hertfordshire near Jack? And what tier are you all in? How are you doing? Of course, you can have a card, guys, as well. Let's have a little look. And we might play some games as well. I've got my gorgeous Uncle Leo's scarf here today. Let's have a look. Who shall we choose? Let's go for the boys first. There you go. Stephen Hode, welcome to you. I love your disco gif. I hope that you're making good plans for New Year's Eve. When I was younger, I used to go to a club called the Zap Club in Brighton, and something popped up on my timeline from a friend, and they're actually having a Zap party online. And if I'm still awake, I may log in and pretend that I'm 18 again. Music is great, guys, isn't it? It's really healing. Leslie Anthony, I'm learning well. There's so much to learn. I do love a bit of rhodonite. It's your favorite heart chakra crystal. Natalie, let me come back to you about your driving test, please, as well. So Stephen Hode, the card that I have drawn for you is a Queen of Wands. The character's played on the Claire Petulengro Romany Gypsy Tarot cards. It's like the Truman Show, isn't it? This card I've drawn for you, available in my shop, will tell you a lot about what you're looking for. It's a woman in your life, Stephen, and it's somebody who needs to put her career and finances first. What I would ask you, Stephen, is to have patience with this woman. You're going to have to come second best to her while she builds something up. But look at her. Definitely worth waiting for. And she's also got the wands, which signifies a spring equinox. So March the 20th, she comes back to you in the way that you want. It could be somebody who's with you, but not present. We all know that, guys, don't we? I have been doing readings. So I had Christmas Eve off, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And you know me, I can't resist when clients text. And you're all in exactly the same boat, living in closed spaces. It's just a degree, guys, to how arguments happen, isn't it? And that's another thing I want to look at is two star signs together. So I would like to know, to help you ease into 2021, what star sign you're living with, please. Don't forget, We've had the great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. It was at 0 degrees Aquarius. We have got the great teacher and the planet of self-expansion as well coming, which means we grow, but under orders. Make of it what you will. Let's have a little look. Let's pick Sonia Lewis. Oh, hold on. Oh, I picked Kim Gary. Okay, we'll go for you, Kim Gary, and I'll come back to you, Sonia Lewis, as well. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Oh, I've just seen some very beautiful leading ladies land backstage. They're probably gossiping. They can't see me. Let's have a little look what I've got for you then, gorgeous. Oh, there we go. We're going to pick the cards up in a minute. The 6 of Pentacles that we've got for you. You're building things up. And this is good news coming for you. It shows that before this winter is over, so winter's December, January, and February, that we call winter. By the end of February, my darling, you're going to be feeling that you've built something up. Can I say, Kim, is there a business idea that you had that you want to work on? Get to it right now and start before the new year. Not going to lie to you. I've dropped my tarot cards. I am going to do another reading, but I think I need some help. I think I need a bit of oil. Oiling up? I'm going to bring somebody on to oil you up while I pick up my cards from the floor.
No.
How was your Christmas? Tell the Lengro followers how your Christmas was.
It was really good, actually. A bit strange, but I did get to see my nephew through the window, and that's always a good thing.
And you love the kids, don't you? Okay, so could you tell everybody about the amazing article? If you haven't read it and you've been living on Mars, Lengro magazine, which is available at lengro.co.uk. Our resident oil expert is the beautiful Sam. And while I pretend I'm doing something important, he's going to tell you about pettigrain oil. Be back in a minute.
Okay, hi guys. I'm so glad that you joined us for our last live show for 2020. I know that we're all really looking forward to getting rid of this lovely year and how crazy it has been. So pettigrain oil, oh there you go, you were so quick, Claire. Pettigrain oil, it's a neutralizer and deodorizing oil. It's a top note, but it's fantastic with things like depression, insomnia, rheumatism, bronchitis. If you've got muscular aches and pains, so if you've been really into fitness during lockdown, this one's for you. Hi guys. But the only thing that you've got to be aware of is you don't want to get this oil in the sunlight. Same with some of the other citrus oils, it can irritate your skin. Now it depends where you put the oil.
Fine. Where's the sunlight?
Exactly. This time of year, it's perfect. We do not have the sun. We are in England, let's be honest. It'd be a bit of a pain for Em, bless her. But obviously in Oz, she'd have to stay out the jacuzzi with that one. But apart from that, we are good to go here in the lovely, cold England. Very, very
good. Shall we bring a bit of heat in then? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
With my favourite Brit Aussie, here she is. Hello.
Hello, how is everybody? Hi, good evening.
Tell us how Christmas was in Oz. And by the way, the person who I said I'd do a card for, please comment and I will do you.
It was Sonia Lewis, I can remember.
You're so good, Sam.
Yeah, Sonia.
So go on, tell us about
Christmas in Oz. Yeah, it wasn't as hot as some years, but it was nice and sunny, and it was good. It was good. We just had a quiet Christmas, so yeah.
Listen, followers, could you please send some hearts in your comments? Em is shattered. It is like, what time is it, Em, now over there?
It is 11:09.
It is 11:09, and you have been so busy. Can we all give Em a hand for staying up all the time that she does? Sam, you and I would be drunk.
Yeah, we would be by this time.
Very good.
In fact, it's okay. Look, I've brought my lovely champagne glass just for Em, so I could join in.
Oh, look at that! It's pink and show me again. It's pink and sparkly, Sam.
I love Em. She is our golden horn, isn't she? Look at all the hearts coming there. And we're going to have a look at the slide in a minute. But first, we're missing someone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Jax. Hi.
How was your Christmas?
Oh, my Christmas was lovely, but I always cook Christmas dinner and I always forget something every year. So this year I did say to you, I'm not going to forget anything. I've got everything written down. we all eat different things in our house, and I'm vegetarian, well, pescatarian because I eat fish, but I actually forgot my dinner. So I did everybody else's and the roast potatoes and all the vegetables and everything. Hi, Leslie. And I forgot to I had a salmon en croûte thing I was going to put in. I forgot.
Oh, nice.
Completely. But it was fine. There was plenty of other things to eat.
What did you do? Did you have the salmon the next day or anything?
No, because it's in the freezer, so I haven't had it yet. But there was plenty of food, so it was fine. I had plenty of champagne, which is the most important thing.
That is the most important thing.
Oh, well,
I just remembered something.
Yeah, go on.
From Christmas. I was so proud of myself. I had a major achievement over Christmas. Do you know what I did?
What did you do?
I learned how to shuck oysters.
Shuck
oysters?
Really
good at it. I hadn't ordered my oysters beforehand, and then it was Christmas Eve, and I phoned a friend and I said, "Oh, I've missed out on oysters for Christmas, so can I order some for New Year?" And my friend said, "Oh, I've got 3 dozen in the shop." So I ran down to the shop and picked them up, and then I got this bag, and they were still in their shells. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am going to spend Christmas Day in accident and emergency because I cannot cook without burning my hand or stabbing myself with a knife, like ever, like everything I make." And so I got I watched a YouTube video, some Australian cook, and I did it. And I was so good at it. Sometimes it even went shook as I popped them open.
Did you film it?
That made my Christmas day.
When you next have, you're going to have to do it live for us because I want to have a lesson in. Who would like a lesson of pen fucking?
I was going to film it, but nothing I really do as far as cooking's concerned is very, very safe. And I was a bit worried that, like, if I put a video on of me doing it, somebody might copy me and actually stab themselves. So
that would be me. You know that would be me.
Like, it still doesn't look very safe because I was kind of like.
It's all those horror films you watch, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Can I just say as well, Em, you are the most amazing cook. We've all seen her spreads, haven't we, girls? And she's an absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go on now and give Sonia Miller a reading. And then actually, I think we might have some film reviews. Let's have a little look. Take you off, ladies, and they'll be back in just a moment. So nice to see all of you there. Let's have a little look. I'm just going to bring up my little things I like to play with. You know me. Hold on a second. And I want to talk about this as well when the girls come back. There you go. I want to know what your, not resolutions, but how you're going to approach the year ahead, indeed. But of course, you do know, don't you, Sonia Miller and everybody else, that for me, it's not really New Year. I look at my New Year as other astrologers do. So my astrological New Year is more important to me. And that's on March the 20th as well in 2021. So Sonia Miller, I'm going to do you a card now. I will try not to drop them, guys. And don't forget, Lengro is out today. It's the last issue of the year. But don't worry, we've just planned our issues up to March as well. And I think you're going to love what everyone's got in store. The King of Pentacles. Okay, so this represents an older man in your life, Sonia Miller. Somebody who you may have felt cut off from recently, but somebody who's slightly more powerful than you in their right of where they appear in your life. It seems there could be some game playing going on with this person at the moment. They seem to have more power over you and what you do. If you appeal to this person's intellect, Sonia, and I don't know who it is, then you can enter the new year on a better footing with them. But I do feel at the moment there's the need for you to be you. People around you want to see you and hear the truth. Have you, Sonia Miller, been saying what you think people want to hear rather than what you actually mean? Not a good thing to do, is it? You want to know about the lineup, the full moon, how it affects us. Yes, it affects each and every one of us. It affects Cancerians as well, but can actually have a very good, powerful pull as they find out the best traits of their star sign. But of course, the weaknesses of a Cancerian is that they're very protective of their family. They're very jealous. They're very emotional. But why? Because they are the best parents in the zodiac and one of the most loving signs as well. Jan Oakes is going to start her new year with more positivity. Let's have a little look. Natalie McGann as well. Thank you for the message that I connected with the person I first gave a card to, and thank you for the thanks for the second one as well. I do have a message for quite a few of you out there as well. For me, I think that the people in your life that you choose from today onwards with the full moon, especially with it in Cancer, they should be a positive influence. So while we're stuck inside our crab shells at the moment, and it's quite fitting, isn't it? Just remember that you don't have to deal with the people that you don't want to. A lot of you have phoned me, and I'm sorry I couldn't respond to each and every one. I sent a message to lots of people just to say, stay away from anger at the moment. If you're not getting on with your other half, now is not the time to have that blowout. Find your different corners and retreat like a crab does. Why? Because everybody has strong and weak points. So we're going to draw on the strength of the crab as well. I'm completely useless, at my job, because I haven't said, don't forget, guys, right now, start a watch party. Let's start the party early. Let's have a bubble together, and let us know what you want to know about your future, because I want to come back and do some more readings. But right now, you got to hold on. Bear with me 1 second. I've got so many posts. And also, aren't you impressed that I can actually do all the tech myself and that my nails have stayed on? Let's find out what's on the telly.
Hello again, ladies.
Hi, Jack and Em, how you've changed.
Yeah, where are you,
I'm
Em?
looking lovely, aren't I?
Gorgeous.
Oh, should have kept that on. that was much nicer.
Yeah. No, you didn't have to do your makeup or your hair or anything.
I know.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, honestly.
So, Em, have you had any time to watch any movies?
I have. I've on Christmas Day, we had all our present opening and everything, and then because I've got teenagers, they kind of went off their separate ways and enjoyed their presents, and I kind of went outside and in the garden and stuff. But in the evening, after we actually had Christmas dinner quite late, so in the evening after dinner, I ordered everybody to get into the living room, and we watched the premiere of Soul, which is the new Pixar animations film, and it was absolutely lovely. All four of us really, really, really enjoyed it. It's one of those films that you could watch with a small child and they'd love it, or you can watch with a 16 or a 13-year-old, or even your husband, and it's just one of those with several layers of meaning. So it's basically about a guy called Joe, who is a very, very, very tired of his job as a music teacher at school, and he finally gets his big break, and gets an offer to play in a band that he really, really admires. And on his way home, he meets an accident, and he goes to the afterlife. And so he decides that there is absolutely no way that he is going to end his life at this point. So he does his very best to get back down to earth. And on his way, he mentors a little spirit called Two. And it's a great film. I thoroughly recommend it to everybody, young, old, in between. It's just a lovely film.
But that is Pixar, isn't it? And Disney, that is the beauty of all of them. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah.
They literally grab you from the minute they start.
Story as well, and Inside Out. Like, they've all got so many. It's like an onion. They've got so many layers of understanding. It's great. Love them.
So you need films you need films that you can all watch, especially in these sort of times when you're all together 24/7. But that's perfect.
And it's hard. That's hard to find something that appeals to everybody, that's not, doesn't have too many scenes that are inappropriate for small children or even, you know, slightly younger children. So yeah, you can always rely on her. Sonia, the film was called Soul, and it's on Disney Plus. So yeah.
And what's the other film you watched, Em?
The other one is strictly 18 plus. And that's a film called Beginnings and Endings.
Sam will like this one.
Of course.
And yes, this incredibly, oh goodness, I forget her name, but she's brilliant. Anyway, I'll leave that for now. But basically, this girl, she has a bad experience, so she decides to give up relationships, drinking, everything, throws away her dream job, splits up with her boyfriend, decides to completely not have anything to do with men. And then she meets these two incredibly handsome men at a party and ends up having a relationship with them both. So basically, yeah, it's a film about self-discovery, and it's quite steamy. And both the men are so gorgeous. Like, she's the luckiest girl in the world.
Jamie Dornan's in it, isn't he?
He is. He is.
Yeah,
But you know, there's another guy in it, and I would always choose Jamie Dornan. But this guy, whew, I swear, he put Jamie Dornan in the shade. It was
really
amazing. Yeah, totally.
Oh, I have to give that.
So
one a
yeah,
go.
if you fancy something a bit raunchy and coming of age, then yeah, Endings and Beginnings.
Is that on Netflix then?
That's on Netflix. Yeah, quite new to Netflix.
Yeah. Oh well, I watched a film on Netflix, Ava, with Colin Farrell, Gina Davis. It's an action thriller about a female assassin, and she's got a bit of a troubled background, and she's a bit of a complex character. But I love films about strong women, strong, powerful women. And she's this fantastic assassin who just smashes all her jobs, you know. But her last job goes a bit wrong. So her boss, her superior, called Simon, who's played by Colin Farrell, the lovely Colin Farrell, he wants her dead because he thinks she's a liability. So the whole thing is about him trying to get rid of her and her sort of fighting for her life. But there's lots of action in it. It's a really, really good film. It's definitely worth a watch. So probably mainly because Colin Farrell's in it, but and I like it because he plays an Irishman, you know, with his lovely Irish accent. So that made it even better.
That's the thing with Colin. See, I'm not a big Colin Farrell fan, but you do like your Irish accents, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. And the second one I watched was Love, Sarah, and that's on Sky Cinema. And that's a really lovely, heartwarming British film about two best friends, Isabella and Sarah, and they want to open a bakery in Notting Hill. So they're just in the process of opening this bakery, and Isabella phones Sarah and says, oh, you know, we're just waiting for the keys. So she goes off to get the keys on her bike, but she gets run over and killed on the way to get the keys. So Isabella can't afford to open the bakery on her own. She just can't afford it. So she gives up on the dream. But Sarah's daughter, Clarissa, wants to keep her mum's dream alive, and she's got no experience. She's only a young girl. So she enlists the help of her grandmother, and the three women open up this bakery. And it's just the whole process about how they do it, how they have to get on with each other. And it's just a really lovely, heartwarming British film. So yeah, give that one a go.
And that was on Sky Cinema, did you say, Jack?
Pardon?
Was that on Sky Cinema, did you say?
Sky Cinema, yeah.
Let's have a look at that one too.
So what have you got for us, Sam?
Well, I did not watch any films this week, being that I was in the grotto for the majority of the time. So I was having my own Christmas. Fine. We watched, what was it? Gordon, Gino and Fred, Seeking Santa. Absolutely fantastic. If anybody hasn't seen it, please do. If nobody's seen the previous ones, when they did the road trip and then when it went to Morocco, but also they went to Lapland this year. And the thing is, I can't really talk about that giving away any spoilers.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do that. So if you've not seen it, please watch it, because then we can talk about it properly. Obviously, it did have in the lovely Fred that we do know that someone here does have a crush on, but she's just on the screen at the moment. Gordon, I just like Gordon anyway. but you get to see him more as himself rather than this big chef who just spends a lot of the time swearing. I mean, obviously they all swear, but you know, you get to see more of him. And Gino as well, I just think is absolutely
hilarious.
Especially as he now apparently has a dad bod. But them explaining to me what a dad bod was quite probably one of the highlights of the program. We just didn't get it at all. They were just like, no, it means, you know, and he's like, no, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. But that was absolutely brilliant. It did make me think that I wanted to go to Lapland, which, seeing as I was working in the grotto, kind of, I'm not really sure why. It did make me think, no, I'd quite like to go and take my niece and nephew to Lapland just to go and see where they've been. Because it was still 2020, they still had all the different bits and bobs in place. People still wearing masks. They'd put up like the perspex even in between them and Santa. So you could tell it was this year. But obviously they filmed it all safely.
And it was still hilarious, wasn't it?
It was so funny. Just purely, when you get the three of them together, they just act like children. So often the fact you give them an RV, there's bound to be trouble. You know, I mean, they did, no spoilers at all, but they did set the kitchen alight in the RV. That's not a spoiler alert, it's shown in the trailer, but they 100% set it on fire. So yeah, 100% seriously watch that if you've got time.
What I like about them is they're all so different, but they all get along so well.
They do, yeah, but it's so funny. I mean, even when because they went to a lady's house, she was teaching them how to cook. Not how to cook, but how to cook reindeer. And so literally it was like, Fred, you're going to cook this. Gino, you're going to cook this. And Gordon Stanley's like, I'm the only one that's like a proper chef. What are you doing? Oh, you have potatoes. Like, oh, okay. It's like, you know, he's a waiter, as in Fred. She's just like, yeah, you can cook reindeer, it's fine. He's like, oh, okay, I'll do potatoes.
I just have to interrupt, Sam. I can see Em's face there. Em, it wasn't Rudolph. Don't worry.
No, it wasn't Rudolph. Okay. They have, the thing is, it does explain it very, very well. They have their pet reindeer, and then they have the ones that they eat. So they're raised completely differently. And it was not Rudolph. She did explain it was not Rudolph. Do not worry. I don't think I could have watched it if it had been Rudolph. It wasn't. But apart from that, I then watched, I don't know if anyone else likes Jimmy Fallon. I think he's absolutely brilliant comic.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon.
And he had our very own Graham Norton on his show. And yeah, I know, get them together, absolutely brilliant. So Graham was basically doing an interview with Jimmy, because apparently they don't ever speak to each other, these chat show hosts. I think it's a bit bizarre. They all technically are colleagues, aren't they? A bit weird.
Yeah, really.
But Jimmy Fallon did a fantastic impression of the choir boy of Mistletoe and Wine. Absolutely phenomenal. I know the man can sing, but this was top notch. He said he didn't want to go toe to toe with Cliff Richard, so he went for the choir boy instead. It worked. But it was just how positive Graham Norton was on Jimmy's show. It showed him more as a person than obviously we see as a presenter and putting himself across in a certain way. Like when he's saying that celebrities give him lists of things they can't talk about, it's like, I don't care about that stuff either. I just want to have fun. So let's just get on, and if you've got a story, great. If not, don't worry about it. It's like, we'll just talk about something else. That's fine. But I was just like, it just resonated so much with Lengro, because that's what we do. We just try and bring the positive across. We don't, you know, there's horrible stuff going on. Fine, we get that. Everyone has their own stuff, but we always try and find the positive in everything. And I was just like, yeah, everyone needs to just have a look. It'll be on YouTube if you can't catch it on demand. But it was just one of those things that was just like, yeah, it was a real feel-good thing. But yeah, no, so if anyone wants to watch those, I'd still go for Gordon, Gino and Fred. But that's just, I'm still laughing about it all these weeks.
So Melvin was asking any true story films that you think are good. What do you reckon, ladies?
Love true stories. You know I love a true story.
You do, don't you,
I do. I saw Melvin's question. I thought that is a question for Sam, because Sam is a big... So what would you recommend to Melvin?
It depends what kind of thing you like to watch, true story wise. Obviously there's so many different ones. We were watching, I can't even remember what it is. It's on Amazon Prime at the moment, and it's about the Oxford English Dictionary. Bit of a weird subject, bit of a weird film, but it obviously is a true story.
Wow, I should watch that. My
Yeah,
uncle
it
used
had
to be really high up in Oxford English.
really well. It didn't show those in Oxford in a good light. Bearing in mind, obviously, it's only
Okay,
done
I worked there in the. I did filing.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah, for the Oxford English.
Well, this,
You know,
this
and it
is
had
when
this
it
really
started.
creepy room with like right underground with like cages and stuff, and I had to go in there and like file all these things. It was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should watch that.
changed, and that was in 1890 something. That it was, but it had Mel Gibson, Sean Penn, who I'm not normally a fan of, but his acting in
I
it.
like
was
Sean
really
Penn.
good.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's just him as a person. I'm not really a fan, but his acting was flawless, 100%. I cannot criticise that at all. But that was quite a good one, but I can't remember what that's called. But I will find it and I'll put it up in the club later.
There was
And Sarah Mann said Unbroken is based on a true story and that it's brilliant, Melvin. So maybe give that one a try.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for your beautiful comment, Kim. Like, lovely.
Yeah,
thank you. We really appreciate comments like that.
But, I mean, is there anything like Open Water? Has anyone watched Open Water?
No.
As well? Okay.
That rings a bell.
I'll review that one separately.
Yeah, save that one.
Yeah,
that
review
one.
it separately. And Catherine Kelly, don't you worry. Bridgerton, that's on my list for next week. That's what I've already written my review for next week's Leading Ladies. So we'll be talking more about that.
One of the girls from Derry Girls, isn't she? And that's what
Is she? I've never seen Derry Girls.
Talking on. You need to watch Derry Girls, Em. That's
You did
how
that,
you
okay,
need to watch it.
Yeah.
She is one of the main characters, and she was on Graham Norton's show talking about it. She's like, don't watch it with your parents or anyone that's sort of like any children or anything. Don't watch it with them. It is a bit steamy. Apparently, I've not seen it. So,
yes, Stephen, I am from Australia. Well, I'm not really. I'm from England, but I live in Australia. I've been out here 20 years, so that's why I've got a strange accent.
So Claire, what I wonder what Claire's been watching this week.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Hello, ladies. Sorry, I was just watching you with my little black heels because I've missed them and I got them out.
How pretty
What
are they?
I'm doing New Year's Eve. I doubt.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. You've got to wear your heels on New Year's Eve.
Can
I
I
love
2 minutes so you can pick them off.
Can I just say, somebody was talking about the film Unbroken, and I know I've got awful taste in films, but Mel as well. Mel's in Thailand, so Mel, if you can get it, Unbroken is a brilliant film, which has got a really weird link to my past. When I was a little girl, my grandmother and mother gave me a necklace, and on it said, "You can do it, Louis." And they used to talk about this man who had had an amazing life, and the words "You can do it, Louis" that his girlfriend said to him had got him through what he wanted. And it wasn't until this year that the film came on television, and it was Louis Zappellini, who became a prisoner of war in Japan and had to sort of had this horrible capture and the strength that he showed. So for years, I wore a necklace that said "You can do it, Louis," but I never really knew who he was until this year. So absolutely, but also the book would be really, really good as well. Stephen Hode wants to know where you live. Catherine Kelly, they are nice. I don't know when I'm going to get them on. Let's have a little look.
I'm in Victoria. Sorry?
Whereabouts? Stephen would like to know whereabouts in Australia you are.
Victoria.
Victoria, and she's got a jacuzzi, haven't you, Em?
I'm very jealous of.
Listen, girl, if you don't mind, because
I can't get my water right. My pH is all over the place. But I'm enjoying the science.
Hey, there's
the challenge to be fine.
I'm going to ask you a question each, and if you get it right, you get a well done. But followers as well. Let's see first of all, though, if we can get one of you. Let's go for you, Sam. Okay. US actor Chris Evans has played Captain America. She should know this one. And what other superhero did Chris Evans play? Do you know, guys?
I mean, I know, but does any of the followers know? That is the question.
Are you certain you know?
I'm pretty sure I know. I mean, I've never seen Captain America, so I think I'm a pretty bad Chris Evans fan, in all honesty. But I have watched the other one.
If anybody knows the answer to that question, Sam, write it down for me. Absolutely right.
That's the problem. I do know what it is, 100%.
You do? Okay, that's absolutely fine. If you want to tell me what other role Chris Evans played apart from Captain America as a Marvel superhero, you can win a reading with me. Even Natalie McGann's answering the question for Stephen now about where you live. She's got kangaroos and all sorts in her back garden. Joining us soon here on Lengro Wednesday Live is the amazing Amanda Waring. She's here to talk about our full moon ceremony that she's doing. Bit of information about it. So we've got a full moon at 8 degrees Cancer. At the same time, guys, we've got Venus conjunct the South Node and square Neptune. It means have a plan. Yep. Have a plan about what you want to happen, because actually it is about putting that plan mentally, but then physically as well. Let's have a little look. Oh, Mel, that is so nice. Mel's on a diet at the moment. He's being sponsored for as well, I do believe. And I did see some pictures on Facebook, Mel, looking super, super trim. Let's have a little look. Everyone's answering the questions there. Nobody's got the answer about what Chris Evans. So I'm just giving another question. What's your answer, Sam?
He was Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four, and he was so much fitter.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Did you get it right?
He was
in. Can't beat a man in uniform, obviously. So, but yeah, 100%.
Listen, I'm just, as Natalie McGann answered the question about where you lived in, I'm just going to show her a very special, different form of divination I've got. This one next to me had sent me this for Christmas. I didn't actually open it early. I did Leslie's, but when you open it up, I'm going to pick a little note for you in here, Catherine Kelly. Sorry, Natalie McGann. This is for Natalie McGann. I'm going to have to put Catherine Kelly now as well. Okay, so this is for you, actually, from Jack. So, Natalie McGann, sometimes people only come to you when they need something, but that's okay. It means you are their candle in the dark. You wrote all these yourself, didn't you, Jack?
How gorgeous. What a lovely present, Jack.
Let's do one here as well. This is for you, Catherine Kelly. The day you plant the seed is not the day you pick the flower. Sometimes good things take time to grow. I love that.
Oh, so beautiful.
It really, really is. I was asking people as well what star signs they're all living with. Hold on, I'm just going to change our setup on here because it's... Oh, no, hold on.
That would have been fine.
Oh, no.
What are you doing?
Gosh, I'm dizzy.
So Natalie McGann says, thank you very much, Jack. That is very much true. And we also have a follow there as well. I can't pronounce your name, I'm afraid. Is it Imreo Rodrigo, who is in Brazil, I think, as well.
Wow.
Have our at the moment. I want to know what signs you're living with. So I want to have a look at what problems that we have. I want to come to you first, Jack. If you're not getting on with family in the home, what is your tip if people are having a bad day? You know, today there's going to be tempers that are frayed. We've got a full moon, 8 degrees of Cancer. We're going to be feeling crabby. What's your advice?
I think you just have to remove yourself from the situation. Just count to 10 before you start. If somebody winds you up the wrong way, before you react, just take a deep breath, count to 10, walk into another room, and wait till you calm down. Because once you kind of start that row, it's hard to get away from each other because you're stuck with each other. So just if you're really angry, go off for a walk to cool down.
A couple, and then I'm going to come to you, Sam, for some advice next. Now, Jan Oakes, you're an Aries, but you live alone. So Aries are ruled by Mars, the planet of change and unpredictability. The transits of Mars at the moment mean you can be quite spiky, but what can Aries do? They can invent good things to do. I would, if I were you as an Aries, enjoy your space of living alone, but then set up your Zoom parties for when you feel it and have a social life like an Aries really needs, which is an Aries likes to do what they want to do when they want to do it. But let's take Kim Gary. I'm going to bring that question to you, Sam. So we've got 2 water signs, Sam, and also Em as well. Actually, Em can have another one in a minute. Right, Cancer and Scorpio, 2 water signs. What do we know about water signs? Over emotional. say things that we don't mean. Living together with you two, I would suggest for those two signs, lots of movie nights. Don't talk about the past. Don't bring up the past. Remember to keep eyes forward. It's when water signs bring up things that they can't change that it is the problem. Sam, what's your advice on that one?
I just think 100%, as Jack said, if you need to get out of a situation, go for a walk. Just remove yourself from it. I did see a quote, a few weeks back that said, literally, just remember that your first response is actually your ego. It's not how you genuinely feel. So I'm trying to think, trying to take a step back and not go with my first reaction. Now I know it's clearly just my ego. But I would go out and have a walk.
It's really interesting you say that, because we talk about, the first reactions and ego, but that's actually not our sun sign. That's normally our moon sign that's sort of coming out with our emotions. So it's funny how the two matches. It really is. Can I just come to you quickly, because we have a very, very exciting visitor backstage who's going to help us and tell us what to do with the full moon ceremony. We've got Melvin, and thank you, Melvin, for joining us today. Absolutely amazing guy. You're an Aquarian with the same as me. So what we're looking at is an air sign. And lots of people think that Aquarius is a water sign, but they're a water bearer. You're actually the element of air. And sometimes you can talk yourself into trouble, Melvin, and so can your other half as well. So remember, the niceties must come first. And before you want to discuss something, then what I would suggest if you're an Aquarian is write it down. Think about it. Because sometimes Aquarians can almost come out with like, hello, darling. Well, actually, we're going to move house next week. You don't realise this, but I've signed the contract. Is that great? It's that kind of thing that they do. So people...
That sounds really typical. I'm an Aquarius.
I love Kathleen Kelly. Don't you? Sometimes we have to hold our breath. So, could you take Kim Gary's and also give me your advice on that one? Oh, hold on. She works together from home. You just go in your shell. I didn't get your star signs there, darling. Give me your star signs. What do you reckon, if people are arguing? What's the best thing to do when you're under the same roof?
I think, so just move away. Take a deep breath and then walk away, maybe go for a walk or something, and really kind of try to look at the situation from the other person's point of view as well. It's very easy to, especially when you're arguing, it's your point of view and it's what you're angry about. But try to take like a little bit of a step back and think, this is what this person's meaning. This is why this person's angry. How can we meet a mutual agreement on that? Just understanding where the other person's coming from, as well as, understanding where you yourself are coming from, and also acknowledging your own feelings as well. Kind of think, why am I feeling that way? Why is that making me angry? And just analyzing, just taking a step back, as Jax and Sam both said, and then analyzing the situation and trying to see both sides of the coin.
And indulge yourself. This week I have had foot masks. I have been using my chakra sprays. Truman Show moment, also available in the shop. But most of all, I have a woman who has raced across parts of England to get to you, and she is one of our shining stars. It is the amazing Amanda Waring. Hello.
Hello, beautiful.
Amanda, fill us in.
Oh my God, this has been a hysterical journey. So very full moony time where things go a bit topsy-turvy. So it's just so nice to see everyone. Hello, missed you all.
Hello.
I managed to get a prang in the car park. I thought I need to get to the sea and just see kind of Christmas and everything. Really good. Walk the 2 indies. You can hear my other indie. I'll put in the car 2 bucks more. And backed out of the car park really slowly, full of sea air, ready to get to you guys all on time, and managed to just not see a car that was parked behind me on the other side. I mean, not really supposed to park there. And just reversed into it quite leisurely, quite gently, but still a shock. Hi, Leslie, lovely to see you.
It's horrible. I do that all.
Oh my God, I burst into tears because you're just, it's like, but it's all this full moon energy, and I'm Cancerian. My son's Cancerian, my lodger's Cancerian. You know, we are so full moony right now.
All of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
And then trying to get you, I'm hearing you live as I'm waiting at the train station, and the tracks literally after every train came down again. Barrier. I'm thinking I want to get here and see everybody.
Oh, but you're here now.
I'm here now, so yes,
That's the main thing.
yes.
next time, right, be extra careful. I'd rather have you here in one piece and late.
Yes.
Not at all.
Better too late than the late was what my grandfather would say.
Oh, I do like that one. Lots of people saying hello to you. Amanda, today, obviously we'll discuss the full moon ceremony, but we've been discussing about how people can cope when they're under the roof with close ones that they're not getting on with. The full moon obviously is going to add extra tensity to relationships tonight. So any tips for if you want to kill your other half?
Yes.
Don't admit it. That's premeditated. That's the top
Don't
tip.
do it.
Oh, you
Think twice.
Yeah.
My birthday's July the 10th. So yes, yes. For me, one of the things that you can do is you could imagine that you're putting both of you in a separate bubble of golden light, because what happens when you live with each other so much, your energies just cross over. So you become a bit of a mess in that Venn diagram in the middle, and you don't have that sort of physical space when we're in lockdown. So what I would suggest, and it's a really lovely thing to do at night or first thing in the morning, put your other half or whoever's really annoying you in a golden bubble of light, and put you in a separate golden bubble of light, knowing that you're both fine and okay, and then visualize just with your breath that you're just literally letting them drift away from you just a bit further, like 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, a mile. But because what you're doing is you're giving yourself psychic space to feel who you are once more, and not just someone else's problems and anger and angst and frustration. It's very hard to keep joyful when you have a partner who's very down, and vice versa. It's annoying when you're down and someone's joyful. So to separate the energies and restore yourself to your own energy is a really good tip, I think.
I got a text earlier on my phone. I thought I would ask you it. What's going to be your favorite gemstones that you will be using with the full moon tonight?
Oh, well, in my garden, I have an enormous and size doesn't.
Oh,
nothing phallic about this crystal whatsoever. It's okay, here we go. So imagine this. Imagine that 4 times bigger. Okay, and it's a clear quartz, beautiful obelisk. So that is in the garden with some. Okay.
there you go. There's a crystal wand as well.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I
I can't believe that's still full, Amanda.
Yeah.
It hasn't even had the
Oh my goodness, guys, all of you followers out there, please make us be sensible. Give us some advice about New Year's Eve and seeing in the new year, because I am of the mind that with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and the full moon, the new year is now. This is a time for change. And also I want to know, Amanda, as well, where can we watch your full moon ceremony? How do we become a part of it?
Oh yeah, so I'm going to do one. I wasn't sure I was, but I am now. On the public one on my celebrant page. So I think you just put Amanda wearing celebrant, and that will come on.
Sorry, have a little look at the banner and see if I've got a banner for you there. Let's have a little look.
I think that's probably the best one to do it on, rather than the performing one. And others. So yes, that one, or I think it'll be on the celebrant one rather than the sweet retreat one. I'll put something up on it
if you do want to comment underneath Amanda's comments, you've only come up as Facebook users, Amanda, so you need to at the top of my page give permission to show your name, and do feel free anyway. You'll see Amanda's name on here. Comment and ask her if you want to be a part of it, and she will get back to you as well, won't you, Amanda?
Oh, I will, of course.
But now I do have to
vouch for how good Amanda's ceremonies are. I cannot meditate. We all know that I'm rubbish at this. But during Amanda's ceremonies, I literally do just go off to somewhere different. It's absolutely brilliant. and I always feel so good afterwards.
These are charging plates, guys. We have a few of these left. That means you can charge after the full moon or new moon. I also want to tell you that we also have some bee water bottles left. I think, let's have a look. Oh, sorry, down here as well. Let's have a little look. Somebody had messaged me for one. No, can't find it, but we do have a few bee water bottles left, like this, guys, and they're down to £25.50 as well with postal packaging. So a really good price for those.
So
I love gemstones. I love drinking water out of gemstones. I sleep with my menopausal bag underneath my pillow, and I will certainly be sleeping with a heart chakra bag tonight as well, so that Richard wakes up in one piece. But I do have a quick clip now as well, because of course what we all want to know is what is in Lengro today. Here you go.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the very last issue of Lengro magazine of 2020. We do hope you'll enjoy the magazine this week because we have some great articles in store for you. Laura Chester is in the Lengro kitchen this week with her festive cranberry and clementine flapjacks, which look absolutely delicious. There's some theatre and art news from Mitch, and also read about his great find this week. Find out how to get the perfect holiday lips in Tatiana's beauty box, and there's some New Year's Eve nail inspirations for you in Law's Claws. There's a special New Year's story on Em's page, and find out what the stars have in store in Claire's world. Kirsty tells us how she plans to get set for 2021 with some bulletproof ways of achieving your goals. Jan wants us all to be a little more kind and thoughtful next year, and she tells us how we can do that. And Laura Ann is focusing on the sacral chakra this week and tells us about her family's trip to Blenheim Palace. Em and I have got 2 micro stories for you again in Twin Flames, which we hope you'll really enjoy. And Cherie talks about approaching New Year's resolutions in a bit of a different way this year. Sam has a great essential oil for you if you're suffering from insomnia or depression or muscle aches. And Jem reflects on 2020 and the positives that the whole Lengro team are taking into 2021. Find out what the leading ladies have got in the film club with some great movie and series reviews. And Amanda has a New Year's vlog for you on her page. I've got 2 beautiful babies on my page, so read their mum, Lauren and Sophie's stories, and find out how they coped with pregnancy and giving birth during the pandemic. So all that's left to say is I wish you lots of love and luck for 2021. I hope you have a lovely New Year's Eve. And don't forget to keep reading the magazine, because next year we have got some great articles and lots of news for you. So take care everyone, have a great week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Oh, I love you so
brilliant. Yeah.
I just want to say from all of us here as well, not just the ladies on the screen today, but absolutely every single member of Lengro magazine, from the amazing Mitch Jenkins, who really has, hasn't he, guys, been such a stable of support system for us, with ideas and Amanda's things. Amanda, could you just tell everybody as well? I mean, there's not a single person in Lengro that I want to leave out, but I will be doing a post for them before the new year. Amanda, you are on Sky News. Do you want to tell everybody what that was about? Because you were so uplifted.
Oh, bless you, darling. I would. Oh, that was so lovely. Is my dog really annoying? Shall I just take the car for a second and then?
No, I think he's fine. I mean, I don't know how bad it is sound-wise for you guys. He sounds like he's talking.
Just joining in.
So that's fine. So Sky News was incredible. They gave me a lovely opportunity to talk about the Christmas show that I devised for care homes, with stars of Stage and Screen and Mitch Jenkins, who is all of those. And the beautiful Twin Flame girls have written a gorgeous story with my next one, which will be, it's the heart of care, darling, not the art of care. Okay, I like that as an actual, that might be a subtitle to the actual art. I love it. So for me, it was great. They talked to me for a long time. I had Miriam Margulies involved in it. I'd got opera singers and various people. We all filmed it socially distanced at Putney Church and other areas. And all the Lengro team have had a link, whether they can see it or not. So that was a special thing from me to them. And Mitch is a brilliant wingman with me. So we did lots of the links together, and we're very silly and very funny. And all the responses from the care homes have been incredible. That of my elders are just watching it together with mince pies. The carers are all shouting out and joining in, and so it's been an amazingly productive, made my heart warm. I think because it's all happened now, it's that little time of feeling a bit flat afterwards where you kind of go, oh, there was so much effort put in, and now it's a bit, it's that full moon flatness. It will come right because I've got so much to do for the new year.
Absolutely. Well, you've got lots of people that want to sign up for the full moon celebration with you tonight. So make sure that you find out from Amanda. And let us know what your plan. Sorry, go on, Amanda.
I'm going to do it at 5:30 today.
So 5:30 today. Sam, I know that you'll be there. I will be, clients allowing. I've actually been working on a horoscope for a client where you do sort of every month, the year in advance. And as I was doing it, it made me think as well that maybe at Lengro Magazine and on our lives, we're going to start to give, as a team, you guys, you followers, our friends, a theme for each month to get you through. But what we're suggesting is that you start your New Year's Eve today, guys. And if you are a Cancerian, know that you're one of the signs who can find your best strengths as well as your weaknesses. If you're a nurse, get ready for a long shift. And, you know, I really, my feelings go out for you. Who doesn't know that the hospital admissions go in with people feeling crazy at the full moon? So if you're looking for an argument tonight, put it on the back burner because you might have to say sorry tomorrow, guys, as well. What are you up to for New Year's Eve, guys?
Not a lot, really. We're just staying at home and just, my son's going to cook dinner, so that's going to be nice. I've got one day off where I don't have to do any cooking. Yeah, just a chilled. I will be wearing my heels, though, of course, and drinking champagne.
Of course. What about you, Sam?
I think do you know what? I'm really interested to see how many people are actually going to stay up for it this year. Just purely, you know, everyone's at home anyway, but how many people are genuinely going to stay up for it? Or who's just going to say, do you know what, I'm going to bed?
Yeah.
I'll do my best. You know, I will have some sort of alcohol to help keep going.
Oh, well, I think with the aspects the party should be tonight. I mean, that full moon party, you need to find positive influences that you can talk to and go that way as well. What about you, my darling? We're going to have a celebration. We get to celebrate with you early. Maybe we can come live to you for midnight. On
Maybe. I
yeah.
don't know what I'm doing yet. There is rumours of a party because we don't have lockdown restrictions here now. We locked down a couple of months ago, so we've just come out of it. So my husband did mention a party, but my daughter's at working tomorrow night, so that will involve driving a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll wait and see, but there'll definitely be some oyster shucking.
Amanda, you and I are going to have a really
champagne.
Oysters. You should have heard Emma talking about shucking oysters. You and I have got to do for that in
yes, because I asked Amanda's advice. Me and Amanda spoke with each other on Christmas Day. Well, it was Christmas Day here and Christmas Eve with Amanda. And yeah. So Amanda, I didn't end up in accident and emergency. You'll be glad to hear.
And Amanda, you have been rushing around, no longer to TV studios. You've been able to do your Sky interviews, etc., from home and things. But what's the rest of the year look like for you? Have you got some relaxing time, or are there lots of ceremonies for you?
So I have got a wedding to take in Barbados.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
In November, so that's really special and lovely. So we'll be flown out there, and if it all happens, so that's kind of exciting. I'm doing a lot of my workshops with all the care home staff and doctors and nurses on resilience and self-care and looking at grief and loss during times of COVID. And then I've got lots of dignity workshops, which are my training workshops for care homes around the UK, and a lot of coaching work. So there's an awful lot of online coaching, which is gorgeous, from women who want that little bit of finding their gifts again, finding their passion, their excitement, where we've all got a little bit lost at times. And you know, it's there's no judgment. It's just sometimes I can light a way that might not have been thought of. So lots of banging on drum, and I'll be singing outside on New Year's Eve. I'll be lighting a gorgeous fire and hopefully be even on the beach for some of it and see it in that way.
Lovely. Can I just say, Amanda, I don't know whether many of you know or not, I've had 14 guests this year, and Amanda has really, really looked after me with telephone conversations and ceremonies and, you know, moving on with them. And the other thing that is a really important thing, guys, if you are caring for someone, if you're losing for someone, whatever role you're in, this is your new Bible, okay?
Yeah.
Being a good carer. I think it should be in my shop, Amanda. If not, you can message Amanda directly for it. If it's not in my shop, I'll have it in my shop by the end of this week. We've been busy doing the Claire Lengro School of Divination, which opens, guys, in January. So I've been working very hard indeed. Can I just say, Kim Gary, banging saucepans, blowing horns. Do you know why we do that? It's to ward off the evil spirits that may be coming. That's what it's to do. It's to scare off and make more noise of them. So bang away if you can stay up till midnight. Jack, would you like to say goodbye to everybody?
Yes, goodbye, everybody. Have a lovely New Year's Eve. And can I just say a big thank you to Davina, our assistant editor, for putting the magazine together and all the hard work that she's provided over this year. So take care, everyone, and see you in
Thank you. Sam, what would you like to say?
I just want to wish everyone a happy and healthy new year, and we hope to see you soon.
Happy New Year, everybody. Cheers.
My beautiful. And Amanda, what about you?
Yeah, don't let the past inhibit your future now. Let's let it go tonight. Join me for the ceremony. Let's really finally let go of a cloak of whatever's been holding you back, and let's move forward with strength and fortitude. Yes, I love that word.
Absolutely love that. I would just like to say thank you all so much to my team at Lengro for believing in me enough to start a magazine that everybody said I couldn't do. We're 6 months in, we are going nowhere, but it's also down to each and every one of you lovely, lovely followers. So thank you for loving us. We love you all back, and we will see you very soon. So let me give you a little outro there. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you soon.